Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Virgo in the month of June 2019. Hello, Virgo. What's going on? How you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, Virgo, here we are, June 2019, halfway marker point for the whole year of 2019. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to hear that. You know, 2019 has been a continued lesson in my life, and so I'm an eager beaver. I like lessons to be over and done with, so anyway, sorry guys, that has nothing to do with you. I'm just, letting you know what's going on in my life without revealing too much. Anyway, Virgo, I've shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. What I will do now is shuffle on camera for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that is when the reading begins. Please check down in the description box if you want to jump ahead. There will be a timestamp down there for you. Also down there is the brand new information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. I announced over the past 2.5 months on the channel that I was going to make some changes in June. So here we are. What you'll see down there is 3 different options for 3 different types of readings that you can get with me, or not even different types, but different sizes of readings that you can get with me, okay? So you choose the one you want, you email me, you PayPal me, and then I tell you when to expect your video. It's a current 24 to 72 hour turnaround period for any reading that's requested. So if you want to work with me, I want to work with you. It's that simple. But since it is new information and there might be a little bit of confusion about what I've laid out for you guys, but if you do have a clarifying question, feel free to email me and I will answer it for you, okay? All right, Virgo, anything else? Oh yeah, before I forget, I want to shout out my good subscriber and client, Vanessa. And I say good. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, my subscriber and my client, Vanessa, she made me this lovely bracelet. She sent it to me in the mail. I'm really loving it. I am not one for vibrant colors in my wardrobe. I usually stick to like muted tones or like, what do you call that? Calm tones or warm tones? I don't know. And so it's definitely different in terms of color, but I'm really enjoying it. So thank you, Vanessa, for sending that to me. She's a lovely lady, okay? All right, guys. Virgo, outcome for your monthly reading. Let's get it, okay? Show me Virgo's outcome for June 2019. Virgo's outcome in June 2019. Please show me. There it is. My arm suddenly feels weird. That's strange. Bottom of the deck is your overall energy. And only one card came face down, so let's see what it is. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on for you. Please show me Virgo in June 2019. Please show me Virgo in June 2019. Please show me. Okay, very good. Thank you. Nice and clear. That was perfect, guys. Thank you. Not you, Virgo, but my guides. Because the past few readings I've done over the past 2 days have been a little rough with the, introduction into it, and that was more my speed. A nice nudge. Anyway, all right, Virgo, coming into June 2019, you come in with the energy of the Knight of Swords. So air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You might be dealing with one of those signs, but you did not have to. It is a general reading, okay? But man, are you fired up or what? You ready to start a war with someone? You ready to start a fight with someone? Are you ready to meet someone? Meet me behind the library at 3 o'clock. Be there. I'm not trying to ridicule your situation or anything like that, but like that's what it feels like. You're calling someone out, or there's some definite high exchange of volatile energy, of pent-up anger and frustration. Basically, you're not here for the bullshit, or someone's calling you on your bullshit, and things are just coming to pass, or things are coming to pass. But there's a boiling point that I feel is coming, or that you've been dealing with. Like maybe you've been dealing with arguments and pardon me, contentious conversations. Maybe you've been dealing with people, or you've been giving people like sharp communication, a little bit of the sharp tongue action recently, Virgo, maybe. And this is coming from, you know, necessity, you know, on your part, on somebody else's part. It's a general reading, so it might go either way. But there is this feeling of necessity, like you made me do this. What is that Taylor Swift song? Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Like, you know, I'm not trying to equate your life to a pop song, but it kind of has that tone to it. Because Virgo, you know, you can pop off, you can get a little rowdy, but for the most part, it takes a while to get you there. Like, when it comes to something boiling over with Virgo, your fuse can be kind of long if you want it to be. And I feel this situation is involving a fuse that was kind of long, that you really withstood a lot of stuff. And I'm saying you did. Like, this feels like the fallout is happening right now, or it just happened, or you're about to come up on it. So it's like a small window of time is what I'm speaking of. And so you've been patient. And the reason any Virgo is patient with anything is because they care. So whoever you're dealing with, or whatever situation you're involved in, you have a vested interest in it. You don't want to blow your top. You don't want things to come to this point where you say what you need to say and you don't give a damn about the consequences of what you're going to say. You don't care if you're going to hurt anybody's feelings. Like it's like a last resort. Again, ooh, look what you made me do. Like, seriously. And again, it's out of necessity. Now, why do I say it's out of necessity? Look at the artwork here. I mean, number one, if you couldn't tell by just looking at the board, this is quite an interesting deck that I've chosen this month. It's the Zombie Tarot deck. And thematically, it has had a lot to do, or a lot of, to me, insight over the past few readings that I've done. You're the sixth sign, so every sign before you has had an interesting, to me, like, again, this thematic thing going on here, where if there was literally a zombie apocalypse, and if you, Virgo, had access to a tank or some type of heavy artillery, would you use it? Probably, because that's what the situation calls for. You're dealing with massive hordes of the undead. How can I get rid of a lot of them in one go? I'll just run over them with my damn tank. So there's this feeling, Virgo, that whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing, whatever arguments are coming into your life, whatever... the reason I'm saying this is because, you know, the Knight of Swords is known to be a confrontational energy, or an energy that just charges forward and, you know, damn the consequences, damn any repercussions. It's a self-serving energy. It's a self-invested energy. And Virgo, that's not usually your way. You're usually very compassionate. You're usually very diplomatic. Well, I shouldn't say very diplomatic. You can be diplomatic. Let me amend that real quick. But you tend to want to pool resources. Even though you like to be in charge, you still don't want people to feel as if they're not contributing to something, you know? Like, I'm thinking of, you know, anything around the house. Like, oh, you might live with roommates or your partner or whoever, and you're like, hey, you know, can you help me put together this piece of furniture from IKEA? And then the process starts, and then you kind of take over the show. And the person who you've asked to help might feel like, hey, I thought you wanted me to help. And to you, Virgo, you're like, you are helping. You're standing there and you're conversing with me, or you're standing there handing me each of the tools that I need. Even though the person is not hands-on helping to build the piece of furniture, the fact that they're there to, you know, hand you the hammer, hand you the screwdriver, go fetch me a glass of iced tea, that's helping, even though it's not of equal input. So I don't know who that's for. I don't know why that's significant. But what was I saying before that? Oh, right, because this is like so much sharper and so much more so much less interested in diplomacy, so much less interested in teamwork. The Knight of Swords is a very solitary energy. It's very self-invested, very much me. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to do what I want to do, and to hell with everybody else. And again, it's coming from this place of necessity or utility, where there's a problem or there's some situation that needs to be dealt with. And so instead of going out and trying to make peace with the zombies, the Knight of Swords, as you can see, pulls his tank out of the garage and runs them over. So you're being really aggressive and very pointed in what you're saying and what you're doing. No prisoners, man. What's this in relation to? I'm not really sure. This could be in your workplace. This could be in your family or your domestic situation. It could be in a relationship, regardless of whether it's romantic or not. This could be a best friend situation. I don't know. But you're really... And it's fast, you know? I mean, a tank doesn't necessarily move super fast, but the Knight of Swords, his energy is quick intentions. Just like flying, you know, shooting from the hip, basically. Interesting. Why? What are you doing? Like, why are you reacting this way? Because this feels in relation to something that has happened previous. You know, like I said, it's come up to this. It's come to this. Look what you made me do. You know. So, wow, what's going on outside here? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So you're unhappy. Thank you. Sun card in reverse. So this is definitely in the backdrop of your life. And, let me show you this card upright. I'm sorry. The Sun card, Major Arcana card, or secondary Major Arcana card for Leo. So there might be a Leo in your life of significance, Virgo, but does not have to be. Is that focusing? I hope so. For some reason, it looks very blurry to me. Maybe it's my eyes. Okay, it must be my eyes because I think it's clear. Anyway, but in reverse. So normally, you'll see a lot of tarot readers say the Sun card is the best card in the deck. It's the happiest card. Not a guarantee, but it's the yes card, and it's so positive and da-da-da-da-da. And you'll also hear some readers say, even in the reverse, it's still good. I think that's true in your case today, Virgo. This Sun being in reverse is not all is lost. It's not a card, its placement is not indicating some kind of hopelessness or helplessness surrounding your situation or surrounding your energy, but it is signaling in a significant amount of disappointment, a significant amount of being dissatisfied. Not over everything, not over your life, but in a specific situation or with a specific person or group of people, you've just had it. Or it just hasn't come to a point of fulfillment that you had hoped for, okay? As you can see from the artwork, I'll show you upright again. Again, keeping in theme with what this deck is about, a zombie apocalypse. A helicopter that is taking you away from a city that's overrun with zombies, that would be amazing. But it's reversed, so we don't have that escape route. So maybe some of you were, banking on an exit strategy, or were banking on maybe some type of promotion, some type of elevation into the next level of something, whether that be a job or a relationship, I don't know. But what I'm feeling is, nah, son, that's not happening. Or if it is happening, it's going on slowly, or it's coming with stipulations that you didn't account for, or if it's some type of bonus, maybe your bonus isn't as much as you had hoped for. So there is a dreams or wishes being dashed, hopes being dashed, like slashed, like nope. Progression into something, nope. Or if it's there, it's a half step forward. You wanted to go 2, 3, 4, 5 steps down the road. Here's a half step, Virgo. How do you like that? Whether that's another person or, the situation at hand, the way things have unfolded for you, I don't know. And it's big, this is a major arcana, and it hangs over your starting position, aka it's in your consciousness. It's something that is in the forefront of your mind, and you're just like, well, son of a bitch. And the fact that there is, pick it up, thank you. The fact that we're talking, that in this card we see a mode of transportation, okay, not the most common, but it is a mode of transportation, that helicopter. So for some of you, travel plans haven't gone the way that you wanted. You weren't able to get off as much time from work, so you're going to, instead of a week and a half vacation, now it's only going to be 6 days or something like that. Now, you're still going on vacation, or you're still able to travel where you want to travel, but maybe the dates are altered, or maybe you didn't get the hotel room you were hoping for, or you weren't able to book a certain spa day that you wanted, something like that. And I don't know why in that particular case that would make you so irate that you bring the tank out of the garage, but maybe for some of you, like, it was like a long pending vacation. Like, you've planned for this thing for like 8 months, and now that it's come about, the hotel calls you or the resort calls you and says, oh, due to this and that, we can't host you for 2 days out of your package. Sorry. And you're like, son of a bitch, I booked this thing 2 months ago. Where do you get off telling me 2 weeks before I come out to your location that it's something like that for some of you. Now, yikes. And I shouldn't even say yikes, because, here's what I'm feeling, Virgo. This is just kind of a drop in the bucket, so to speak. I don't think whatever this situation is, whatever contentious point in your relationship this is, that it is the end all be all of your life, of your experience, of whatever. Virgo, you will continue on and you will, rebound from this. This is just it feels is that it? It's not that it's necessarily insignificant what's going on, but it's the manner and the timing of which all of this is happening that is the inconvenient part for you. You're just like, couldn't you have told me this 4 weeks ago? Couldn't we have had this discussion about blah, blah, blah in the business, or blah, blah, blah in the company, yesterday? There's like a meme. Oh man, some of you will know what I'm talking about. There's not a meme, but a GIF or a GIF, however you want to pronounce it. But there's a GIF of Viola Davis from How to Get Away with Murder, and like, her face is what I'm seeing over and over in this GIF, where she basically is looking at someone probably across a desk or something. She kind of rolls her eyes and like grabs her purse and gets up to walk out. And it's just the look on her face of, you just wasted my fucking time with this. And I've seen it as a meme, with the white letters at the top and the bottom that says, when a meeting at work could have been an email, and you just like get up from the meeting, like rolling your eyes, like, geez, why did we have to come all the way over here to the break room, or excuse me, the conference room? You could have just sent this bullshit out in an email. You wasted everybody, and Virgo, that's you all day. Wasting my time, wasting my effort, wasting my talent, waste, not a fan. So there is an element here somewhere of your time has been wasted. We could have finished this. We could have dissolved this. We could have, just found a solution to this so much earlier than whatever timeline you're encountering this energy. And you hate that. Like, if it's 2 days later than it could have, or than it should have been, you're upset. 2 weeks, you're pretty pissed. 2 months, through the roof. 2 months of my time you have wasted, or this situation has been prolonged. If we had done what I said in the beginning, we would have avoided XYZ. Is kind of what I'm feeling along the way here. So, okay, I've talked a lot about what I feel. Where am I feeling that from? Because you've been dealing with people that are immature. Got it, thank you. Page of Wands, right next to you. So on your level, okay, right next to you, in your vicinity, in your proximity, roommates, business partners, lovers, friends, whoever, someone around you, or possibly your own child, since it is a page. And I mean, the imagery is of a baby in a high chair, so there you go. But you're dealing with someone, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, who, for lack of a better word, but totally I'm feeling this energy, is just like immature as hell. And immature in the sense of not like they play pranks or they joke too much. That could be something that they do. But I'm feeling immature in the sense of they're not as big and bold as they might say they are. You know, if one of the pages were to have bravado, it would be either the Page of Wands or the Page of Swords. The very, eager beaver, go get 'em attitude, go get 'em tiger, very boisterous, but still inexperienced or somehow a novice. So this could be someone at your job who brags a lot, who says they can do something, they've been tasked with doing something, and then you have to walk up behind them and basically clean up their mess. Like they could be someone who works underneath you, you could be their superior, and so they're like, you know, walking into your office or sending you emails, or hey Virgo, I finished this project, you know, 3 days ahead of schedule, so here you go. And like, you get their shit and you're like, this is crap, and you send it back to them, or you fix it yourself, because some of you are that type of person. And there's just constantly this hot air coming from this person. They talk a big game that they're about this and that, and I have this type of integrity, or these are my talents, these are my skills, and I'm the best at this, and you know I believe that, and you know I act this way. And there's a lot of professing from this person. I am this, I am that, I can do this, I can do that. And then the proof is never in the pudding, because again, the pages are immature. They're the lowest of the of the court cards in the minor arcana. So how can you be the best when you just got in the game, my friend? You know? Then if it's not about, you know, practical things in the workplace or even things around the house, oh, you know, I've got a green thumb, and then you look outside at your yard and you're like, green thumb? Do you mean brown thumb? Because that's the color of our grass. What are you talking about? Like, this person is not lying. They just think that they're cooler than they are, or that they're more accomplished, or that they're more equipped to do what they're saying that they're doing, or they're in a situation that is proving, like, is it something like that where previous to now, you thought, potentially for some of you, you thought you were dealing with, say, a Queen of Wands or King of Wands, someone who really is accomplished. That's like the top tier of the court cards, right? Queen and King, top tier. And now that you've gotten further along into a situation with them, a relationship with them, you've worked with them now for a few months or a few years, and their true colors are coming out here. What's that story? I can't remember. There's like a fable, but isn't there like a fable about a child? The child king or something like that? Something, I can't remember. But that's basically what this is. Now that the heat's getting on, and now that it's crunch time, this person is proving to be less experienced or less accomplished or less capable than you initially believed they were. And again, here's that feeling I get from you, Virgo, where you may have given this person the benefit of the doubt. You may have, because you care about them, because you love them, you may have wanted to see them succeed. You know, Virgo is a great supporter of others. Undeniable. Even though you might be critical along the way, even though you might be pointing out people's flaws along the way. All right, Virgo, I apologize about that. I fiddled with my settings earlier, and then I forgot to set them back because it didn't make an improvement on what I was looking for. Anyway, so yeah, you generally support people along the way. Even if you are pointing out the things that they're doing wrong, you still honestly want to see people succeed, especially if you care about them, especially if you value them and you're close with them. You know what I mean? So what we're having here is like someone who at some point in your eyes was maybe higher or further along their development than what they actually are. Because again, a page is that lower or the lowest level you can be in the court cards. You thought they were a king, I don't know why I said it that way, a king or a queen of wands, or a king or a queen of whatever, and now they're showing up as this page of wands. They have a lot of enthusiasm. That's what the wands kind of indicates there. They have a lot of creative ideas. They have spirit. They've got spunk and energy. And so that could be the thing, is they talk a great game, but they don't necessarily walk a great game, okay? Now, the other part of this for a few of you will be that this literally is a child, your nephew, your niece, I don't know, your grandchild. But there is this idea of the child, something about the kid this is for a few of you, where the kid is unruly. The kid needs to be wrangled a little more, in your opinion? And I'm feeling this is, for some of you, not your child, but like a child that you see regularly or that you have contact with. So again, a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, a cousin, something like that. And they're fiery, they're very boisterous, they're very energetic, and, given that this is an infant or a toddler or at the most in a high seat, they could be very young. And so you're in here rolling a tank out to contest with or deal with a baby? Like, this is not an excuse or anything like that, but I've seen, I've experienced, and I've heard stories of where people can lose their top or blow their top with children. Like, sometimes kids, and here's my reality. Not all children are angels, especially when they get into like those pre-adolescent years. When kids wise up to a game, some kids, they really push your buttons. Now, it's not to say you should give in to it, but I'm just saying that I feel like someone is dealing with a kid who tries them regularly, tries to break the rules or bend the rules or, push things to the edge to see how you're going to react. Some like a little Tasmanian devil energy for some, like a small little group of you. Maybe even one or two of you, not even necessarily a group, maybe a pair of Virgos. You're dealing with a rambunctious kid who, for whatever reason, wants to get on your nerves. Like, that's their MO, that's their goal. I want to irritate my Virgo relative, my Virgo parents or whoever. And I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do with that. As many of you know, I don't have kids. I don't hang around kids. So, I'm not Dr. Spock out here, and I don't even think that is still irrelevant. I don't even think that's a thing anymore, Dr. Spock. It was when I was a kid, I know that. But there's this feeling for someone in particular, a child or children, a little dicey, that energy. And Virgo, you have patience. Again, you have a lot of patience, but like any other person on earth, it has its breaking point, or you have your breaking point, okay? And so you're being tested by this child. Some of you are saying, Lord, he is testing me. This kid is trying to murder me. Like, this kid wants to put me in a hospital. They want to give me an aneurysm or a heart attack out here. So some of you are having like that really trying relationship with a kid. Good luck. Kids, whew, they give me the heebie-jeebies sometimes. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. So you're unhappy. You're not getting what you wanted. Your time is being wasted, and you're being challenged by someone who is either younger than you, like in chronological young, or time, or they're younger than you in terms of maturity. They're wet behind the ears. They're very green, and they're not as polished and professional and accomplished as you thought they were, or that they have said they were. Okay. And yeah, man, we gotta. Oh yeah, I see. Okay. So your intention has been to walk away or to get to a better place with it. If you can't walk fully away, I mean, if this is your kid, you can't just leave town. Although some people do that, that whole, mom or dad went to the store and never came back. Like, that's not a joke. That was someone's real experience at some point. And it's still a lot of people's experience today. So if you're not literally able to get up and walk away from the situation, you can't just up and quit your job. You're not a fool. You need money. You need stability in your life. But you want to walk away from the situation. You want to put it to bed. You want to get over whatever bit of contention you're dealing with. If you're at loggerheads with someone, if you're not finding a solution with someone, you definitely have been wanting it to be resolved, okay? Now, the trouble is, Virgo, that even though if you can look at the card here, 8 of Cups. If I didn't say what card it was, I apologize. But the woman there in the front packed the bag. For some reason, she's leaving her car. But there's this looming storm in the sky there. Hell of a storm, too, with those lightning strikes going through it. So, it's like this pulling you back. Something about a cycle here. Something about you just can't escape it. Again, if you're tied to a relationship, a child, a husband, a wife, a job, those things are not, you can't untether those things easily, you know? But what's going on in your heart, Virgo, man, do you want to be done with that? Do you not, you don't want to stress, you don't want to feel dismayed, you don't want to feel angry, you don't want to feel sad, you want to feel over it. You want to be done with it. But it's something about a cycle. Something about it not being like, yes. And again, I don't know why this woman would have left her car, but do you see near her car? Oh, is that it? She can't get near her car. She can't get near her escape route because it's crawling with zombies. Or, you know, there's that one zombie crawling on the ground near her car. So there's like a plaguing feeling, you know, since perhaps every solution you've proposed has been shot down. Maybe in that work situation where you're working with this person, or this person is on your team and they're just like not fitting in, they're not gelling. And so you're going to your manager, you're going to your higher up saying, listen, can you get this Page of Wands? I need them to be transferred over to Tim's team. Let Tim work with this guy. I can't do anything with him. We're just not gelling. And for some reason, your manager is like, nope, can't do it. Virgo, you gotta stick with this guy. You gotta work with him. And you're just like, son of a bitch. You know, I had a good thing going with my team here. We're working. We have a great rapport with one another. And now this new kid on the block right here has come in and he's like thrown the whole vibe off. And you're frustrated because what you sought after, get this guy away from me. He's messing up my vibe. He's messing up my team's energy. He's messing up our production. And you can't, you know? Some of you want to leave a household or leave a relationship within a home. So some of you want to move out from your roommate situation. You know, you've been roommates with whomever for the past 5 years, 4 months, whatever it is. And you're just like, you know, this is not going well for me, or I've saved enough money now where I can live on my own. And for whatever reason, you know, best friend, you know, whoever, living with a cousin or a sibling, it doesn't matter. And you leaving would throw their life into a tailspin. And so you're just like, ah, fuck. Why can't I get what I want? That could funnel back around into you being angry and maybe for some of you being passive aggressive towards that person who can't do anything on their own. You know, again, I'm like really fixated on this particular Page of Wands being a baby or a toddler. The other pages in this deck are not babies. This is the only one. Okay, the other ones, they stand up on their own feet, they walk around, you know, they have some mobility about them. This guy sitting in the chair, being waited on, okay? And again, it could be your own kid. I'm not saying you're sitting there contemplating. I mean, I guess all parents to some degree fantasize of, what would my life be like without kids? Not in a negative way, not like you're regretting having your kid, but just like if I didn't have this little whippersnapper around me right now, what could I do with my day? And you go off into a fantasy. I could be going down to the beach for the weekend. I could be flying to go see my friend in Vegas, or, you know, you could be doing anything. Or I could be sleeping in. Instead of getting up at 6 a.m. every fucking day, I could be sleeping in an extra hour or two. Whatever. There's this idea that you want to get out, but you have to come back around and deal with this same person or the same energy, the same situation. That is confirmed right up there. Thank you. 8 of Swords. Ay, Dios mío. So here we are again with this energy of like a cycle. And the Swords is this card. much like the artwork is showing you what's held in. Yeah. And oh, he's really held in there, not just by the rib cage, but there's like that chicken mesh, that chicken wire that's also keeping him held back. And what's he reaching for? Reaching for a sword. And he can't get it. So seeking some type of salvation, seeking some type of freedom, seeking some type of solution or tool that can be used to solve a problem, and you just can't get it. Gosh, Virgo, I'm sorry. Because I feel it. You want to be done with something. You want to be moved on past something, or you want to be elevating yourself or progressing in a certain type of way. But the powers that be, okay, I don't think, let me erase that. Not the powers that be, whatever that might mean to you. Erase that. The eights, you've got 2 8s that talk about cycles. Now, that's not a word that I think many readers would put to the tarot, and even I wouldn't put an 8 with the word cycles, but that's how they're putting it in my head, because you can't really see it, but I see it. These blades on that helicopter, they're spinning in a cycle, in a circle. Spin, 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 spin. The 8s, again, you can't see what's in my mind, but I'm going to tell you. The 8s, they're turning. They're turning. Literally, they're turning in my head. So, this whole top row is saying you want to leave Sun card in that helicopter. Nope, it's grounded. We ran out of fuel. We can't go anywhere. You want to get in that yellow car. You already packed your bag. You're ready to escape this zombie-infested parking lot. Nope, there's a zombie by my driver's side door. I can't get in there. You want to leave this tightly enclosed rib cage, but there's chicken wire in front of you, and you can't reach the sword, the object that you could cut yourself out with. Stuck, stuck, stuck. 1, 2, 3. Stuck. So, and the idea of cycles. So this is a repeat. Thank you. The reasons that this is repeating. This theme, this situation, this relationship, this feeling that you have, it's a repeat. It goes on either... You know it. You know it. You know what I'm talking about. You can... Whether this has been going on for a few months or several years in your life, you know it. Maybe not with the same person, maybe not in the exact same situation or circumstances, but you get to these points in your life, Virgo, where you're ready to get on to the next thing, and you're held back for some reason. You are prevented from moving forward. You are given some type of task that needs to be resolved in the cycle before you can move on. Here it is. Thank you, we got there. The 8s talk about change. 8s talk about a certain evolution. That's, okay, I'll unpack that word. Okay, sure, thank you. Evolution, if you think about it, conceptually, is not an overnight change. It's not a flip of the switch. It is an unfurling energy, a growing energy. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes development and maturing and all that kind of stuff. And often with evolution, it comes from a place of necessity. It comes from a place where we have a need, and then we begin to develop in a way that helps us satisfy the need or solve a problem, and then that becomes the new norm. How can I visualize that for you? Okay, the little bit that I do know about evolution and biology is that we, Homo sapiens, we have several, ancestors in terms of evolution. If you don't believe in evolution, I don't know why you would be watching tarot, but if you don't, I'm sorry, but this is what I have to go with. Homo sapiens have derived from a line of mammals, essentially, that basically saw the benefit or were able to stand upright. Like, if you look at chimps or gorillas or any of our distant cousins, right? They all don't walk upright regularly. They hunch over, they walk on their knuckles a little bit, or, their spines are curved. They never evolved to stand upright. There was something in our ancestor, and I wish I knew more about it. I wish I knew the name and everything like that. But it became a necessity to walk upright in order to survive, or in order to provide better nourishment for the body. I could reach for fruit that's higher up in the tree, or I could reach for food that other species can't even grab because I can stand up and grab it. It's not exactly the best analogy, but that's what I'm seeing here, is there's a certain need in your situation, in your cycle, that needs to be fulfilled before you can evolve. Okay? You need to learn how to pick the fruit. You need to learn how to climb the trees. This is just an analogy. I'm not saying in order to get this guy off your project team, you have to go climb a tree. That's not what I'm saying. But there is something that needs to be grown into, or and this again, they're giving me like this damn spinning thing in my head. That's why I'm doing this. I wish I could articulate it better for you guys. I really can't, though. It's a general reading, so I'm not going to do clarifiers, but if this was personal, I would clarify the hell out of this, because, like I said, all of this top row, again, which would then come above where you started in your consciousness, what you're aware of or what you think about is, I want to move away from this, but something, someone, the timing of it is just holding me back. I want to see evolution. I want to see the change happen. I want to see these cycles end, but here I am on this freaking hamster wheel, not making moves, not progressing past a certain point. It's very strange. I wish I could tell you more about it. I apologize, straight up. I apologize, because again, I didn't go to school for biology or science. Science and math are not my thing. I'm an English hack, okay? I studied English, passed all my classes with high honors and everything, but I'm not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I apologize for the use of the evolution and our ancestors and all that stuff, because that's really all that they're visually showing me in my head. Spinning rotors, spinning eights, and Neanderthals, and like that evolutionary chart of man. They keep showing me that shit, and I'm like, okay. Anyway, so how does this, not how does it do anything? Because I think, yes, okay. What? Two of Hazards, aka Two of Pentacles in reverse. So guys, I'll show you this card upright so you can become used to it. Yes, you know. Okay, here we go. I think I'm getting it. When you have the Two of Pentacles, it indicates having to choose. It indicates being caught between doing this or that. Option A, option B, whatever. And you weigh those options out. You consider the pros and cons of each. You take your time. It's Pentacles, it's Hazard, so it's a lot of time. It's slower than any other two. And eventually a decision will be made. You have this card in reverse. Are you not making a decision? You might think you're making a decision, but are you really making a decision? Okay. Here we go. Here we go. It's a hard decision. Difficult. That's why it's taking so long. It's not easy. That might be why we're using the deck where Pentacles are called hazards. It's not easy. It's hazardous. It's risky. It is painful in some cases. It might be heartbreaking in some cases. But you have this thing in reverse. You haven't pulled the trigger, so to speak, on a very critical decision, Virgo, or someone around you hasn't, where you think that, okay, going back to that analogy I used about you being in the workplace and baby Page of Wands here is on your team, and you go to your boss and you say, hey boss, come on, can we get this guy off my team, or can we get him on another project? Like, it's just not working. And your boss is like, nah, Virgo, deal with it, or nah, Virgo, I can't help you. and you take that as the answer. Is this Two of Pentacles in reverse for one of two reasons? One, give a little pushback. How riled up and fired up you were here when we began this reading with that Knight of Swords, bring that back to your boss. Now, don't go in there and go totally ham and ruin your career, but go in there and be like, listen, this guy, based on his work, this guy, the Page of Wands, based on what he's done, based on what I've asked him to do, like, show the paper trail. Here's the project that we're working on. Here's what he has contributed to the project. Do you see what I'm dealing with here? I need this guy to be retrained. I need this guy to go work on another project with people that might be better suited. You know, go in there and plead your case a little harder, a little smarter, okay? Because even though the Knight of Swords can be brash, he's also still in that sword suit. He's still able to articulate and intellectualize and rationalize or find rationale for his argument to get his result. He's crafty like that. Use your words, Virgo. So that's one option, that you need to go back to your boss or go back to whoever gave you the pushback and said, no, Virgo, just deal with your circumstance. You'd be like, nah, what I meant to say was, get him off my team. We are going to get him, you know, be assertive, not to the point of like shooting yourself in the foot with your career, but, you know, state your case again. Okay. That could be why this Two of Hazards is in reverse. The other thing why it's in reverse is because, how can I put it? Some of you didn't even get to that point of expressing what the hell is upsetting you, why and where you feel stuck, why and where you feel you have no exit strategy, you have no way of fulfilling your happiness or fulfilling yourself emotionally. Some of you have just taken the hit, and this Knight of Swords, maybe in some cases, is sort of like attacking people. Like, are you attacking them? No, I don't want to say attacking, but are you letting other people take the brunt of something that they didn't have a hand in? Are you there you go. Are you misdirecting, or is your volatile energy with that Knight of Swords, is that even directed at the correct person? So we have an issue with that Two of Hazards being, you need to choose when and where to use that Knight of Swords energy. You know, if you're frustrated with your boss not making the correct decisions or making a decision that would help you, what good does it serve to go home and complain about that to your spouse? You know, you walk in the door, oh, you wouldn't believe what Steve did today, and and then I go into my boss's office, and then he says this, and and it's just like you're spewing all this rage, all this discontentment at whom? Who are you? If you're not putting that energy towards a place that's helpful, because again, the Two is about pros and cons, and then finally choosing and making an appropriate choice. Pentacles are very practical. That's your energy, earth energy, very much investing where the energy needs to be invested. Smart energy. But in this reverse, it's misdirected, it's misguided, or it's not acted upon at all. And your Knight of Swords energy might come out in different ways. You might be, you know, down at your local, you know, coffee shop. You know, I asked for soy milk, and you, like, you know, throw it across the counter at the poor barista. I said soy. This is whole milk. Okay, so they think you're mad about the soy milk, when really you're mad about, you know, maybe your kid has been pushing you past your limits, and your kid is getting into trouble at school, or your kid is not doing their homework, whatever. There is this misalignment of this intense energy. And it makes sense. Frustration, frustration, frustration. Stuck, stuck, stuck. A lot of challenging energies you have around you. And there's a slight ineffective approach that you have to it. We got there, Virgo. Man. Your outcome for June. Temperance card. Major Arcana card for... I'm blanking. There it is. Sagittarius. I blanked for a second. Major Arcana card for Sagittarius. So you might be dealing with the Sagittarius. But as an outcome, listen. Get some perspective in your life. You know, drink some calming teas. Meditate. Really temper yourself down. Okay? You don't want to go in being totally guns blazing, tank rolling down the middle of the cul-de-sac. You know, this means war. Look what you made me do. Like, I think that serves you to a point. Like I was just saying, you need to funnel that through a smart choice. A very practical, weighed and measured choice with that Two of Pentacles. Okay? But that's what temperance is. Temperance is melding together the fire and the ice. The fire and the water. Right? These two things that in incorrect proportions would cancel the other out. Too much fire applied to water or ice melts it, makes it steam, makes it evaporate in time. Too much water onto the fire puts the fire out, douses it completely. What you want is to have them in equal portions or very measured portions so that they complement each other, okay? So your energy, your approach, like I said, if you're going to use the Knight of Swords, he can go in and, you know, drop all the F-bombs in the world, and he can go in. I'm saying he only because it's a knight, you know, it doesn't matter. No gender here. But this energy can go in and curse everybody out and flip tables and, you know, flip everybody the bird and be like, and by the way, I didn't like your cookies anyway, Sharon, and then, like, leaves the office. That's for what? Because you're frustrated that this new person was assigned to you? That's not going to get you anything. The better utilization of this energy is to go in and again have a logical, intelligent conversation with your boss or with the Page of Wands in directly. You know, if you, like I said earlier, if he's handing work into you, if this person reports to you or works closely with you and they give you bullshit and you just take the bullshit, like, oh, I did this project. You know, they think they've done a good job. And if you don't tell them, now you did a crappy job, how are they going to get better? Especially if you're their direct. Especially if you're their team lead or their supervisor or manager or whatever. Mentor, I don't care. If that's your partner, and your partner's like, I cut the grass, baby, but did you water the flowers? Did you rake the leaves? And, you know, there's other things to be done around the house, babe, besides the lawn. You could clean the attic. You know, maybe your partner is out of a job or, you know, works part-time or works from home. And you're like, so when you work from home, this would definitely be a Virgo. If a Virgo worked from home, I'm going to say, if any of you work from home, I'm going to say you guys just don't work your job while you're at home. I'm going to assume you utilize that downtime to do other shit around the house. So you might have a partner, male or female, doesn't matter, who now has a part-time job or now works from home or whatever, as opposed to, you know, previously working in an office. And you come home Thursday night and you're like, oh, I see that the dishwasher is still full. And you just say that. And they're like, oh yeah, I didn't get around to it. And in your mind, like Hiroshima, the bomb on Hiroshima just drops in your head. You're like, what do you mean? You didn't unload the dishwasher. It's been 4 days. Are you out of your... Like, that's going on in your head. But if you don't articulate that to that person correctly, they're not going to make corrective actions. So get your energy balanced, get your energy tempered down, and tell them what needs to be done. Yikes. And I'm not a Virgo, but I would be the same way. How can you spend 4 days in the house and not empty a dishwasher? Come on, guy. Come on, girl. It takes 10 minutes. Max. 10 minutes. Ugh. Anyway, your overall energy. 4 of Hazards, aka 4 of Pentacles. So, look at that. Look at that guy. What's he doing? Is that you, Virgo? Is that the guy at your office? Is that your partner? But whoever it is, somebody's got their ears plugged and they're not listening to the call for help outside this shop in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. This guy's hunkered down in his store. He's not open for anything. So is that you? As much as you might want this change, you might want to leave, you find yourself sitting in the same place, dealing with the same crap over and over again, and possibly you're willfully ignorant of something. Possibly. And if it's not you, it's somebody else. That could be a symptom of what this whole entire situation is. Everybody plays hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, right? Everybody acts like everything's fine, everything's cool, everything's kosher. Not really. Somebody in this particular image has the ability to help someone else, other people. I've got a safe haven here. I've got bullets, right? He's got an axe. He's got bullets. He's even got a grenade. This guy's got a grenade. He is ready for the zombie apocalypse. He's in the middle of a store or a convenience store or whatever, and right outside are people who need his help, but he's not helping. Is that someone around you could be helped by? I don't know. But there's a resistance to get up off of something that is beneficial to someone else. Some resources, some ideas, some money, some action, whatever. I don't know who that is. It'll be some of that is you. Some Virgos, you could be doing more. You have resources that you're just not utilizing. Others, it's someone else out, external to you. That's interesting. Virgo, what a reading. I apologize for the technical difficulties in the middle. But yeah, man, that's your reading. Quite a doozy. All these are, except for Leo's. Leo had a pretty decent one, but all the rest have been kind of, ooh, shit. So yours is in a similar vein. Anyway, if you liked what you saw here, if you found something useful, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to leave comments on the video, that would be amazing. I love to read those. And also, you can share this video across your social media platforms. Let other people know you're watching this pretty cool reader on YouTube. And you can, of course, subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. If you keep coming back, you keep listening to me, why don't you just hit that little red button for me, guys? It would just help a girl out, okay? Doing any and all of those things is really helping me grow as a YouTube creator, which I'm enjoying. I've loved getting to know you guys. I've loved getting to work with you guys, and I just want to see that continue on, okay? So if you want to help me with that goal, do any and all of those things that YouTube allows you to do, okay? Virgo, I will be back in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that, when I bring you your mid-June messages. Until then, guys, I thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.